Before we get into the video, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so that you never miss another video. Thank you. Right now, I am locked in a room, scared for my safety and the safety of people around me. Over the last few weeks, things have happened. Things I can't explain, and I think I'm responsible. I don't know how or why it's happening, but it is. If anyone out there can help me, if it even is possible to help me, I need you. It all started a few weeks ago. I was at home watching a movie on a Friday night when I fell asleep where I lay on the sofa. I used to laugh at my parents who would do this frequently, and I just assumed it was part and parcel of getting older. I don't remember waking up in the night, turning off the TV or crawling into my own bed. But I must have, because that is where I woke up the next morning. As I groggily rose from my slumber, I realized I was still fully dressed. Gosh, I thought to myself. I must have been really tired to not take my clothes off. I rose into a sitting position when something felt off. Was it just my imagination, or was I wearing a different outfit to the one I had on last night? I thought back. Yeah, I was definitely wearing my joggers and fluffy pink hoodie with the front pocket where I keep my snacks. So why was I dressed in a tight black turtleneck and jeans? And why were they covered in mud and brick dust? I shook my head and headed for the shower. Maybe I'd just developed a sleepwalking habit. The thought of me wandering around the streets in a dreamlike state terrified me. I'd have to look it up on Google and maybe invest in some protection and security measures to make sure it didn't happen again. I turned on the TV as I made my breakfast, the local news droning on in the background. As I went to flip the kettle, I noticed a necklace hanging by its chain on the corkboard where I keep my keys. A beautiful, fine gold chain with a locket attached that wasn't mine. I stared at it for some time, trying to place if I'd seen it before and who it might belong to. But I couldn't think. Couldn't remember. As I held the necklace in my hands, the featured news headline caught my attention. It was breaking news of a horrific murder that had taken place the night before, less than a mile away from my house. A picture blinked onto the screen of the 20-year-old victim, a student who had gone missing on her night out and never made it home. I felt sick. On her picture, clear as day, was the necklace I had in my hands, hanging around her neck. I ran to the bathroom and threw up. I couldn't make sense of any of it. Had the perpetrator been in my house last night? Was I an intended victim? I got dressed, put the necklace in an envelope and headed to my local police station to try and explain myself. I remember leaving the house, closing the door and pounding the pavement in tune to my heartbeat. But then it all went blank. I don't know how long I was out for or what happened whilst I was out. All I remember is waking up in bed once more in the dead of the following night. I bolted upright and ran into the bathroom to splash some water on my face. As the steam rose, I saw a message left for me in the mirror.
This is who you are now.
I screamed and ran out of the room and out of my house. I needed to tell someone, anyone. I needed this to stop. I needed another blackout. Another new piece of jewellery sitting on my bedside table. This time, a ring with an inscription. You are my whole world. Another news article of a life cut short by an unknown monster. Another world ripped apart by Me? The blackouts are becoming more frequent and for longer periods of time. Each time I lose myself, I fear I've taken another with me. The trinkets I collect are mounting and I can't get rid of them. Every time I try, they just keep reappearing around my house. It feels like I'm living with a stranger I've never met, and I'm scared of what they're going to do. What I'm going to do. I know how this ends. I know what must be done. But I haven't the courage. Until then, I'll just keep hiding and hoping things will work out. Things always work out in the end. Things have worked out in the end. And now I don't need to hide anymore. She won't be back. She has lost, and I don't have to pretend anymore.